Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning, and welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I am Larry Ray, I think. My voice is gone. How about you, Gene Smith?
I see your voice.
Oh, your regular voice. That's it. Gene is still here.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Good morning.
Have some sanity here with Gene, and there she is, Shelby McCall.
Hey, Larry.
Good Saturday morning, Shelby McCall. We
Yeah,
need
good
some
Saturday morning.
sanity in here, and I don't have it now, but we're going to talk a lot about last Saturday's big shindig in Springfield, Missouri, the 23rd.
That's my lucky number, 23rd.
It is? Is that your lucky number?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the man that knows all the numbers.
Okay, good.
This is Outdoors with Garry Mason. He's going to take over.
Hey, Gene.
Good morning. Good morning.
There we go. Well,
man, it don't seem like it's been a week since the big goings on in Springfield with the Legends of the Outdoors, does it?
and it was a big shindig too, because 400 people shindig going on in the Jenny and Tommy.
No, the John A. and Jenny Morris
Yeah, get it in there for me. Yes.
I'll do it. I got you back. But yeah, it was a wonderful event. Appreciate everybody coming. You was there, Larry, and
I was there, I think, wasn't I?
You was, and with your lovely wife, and
Miriam was there. My niece Renee was there, and then we have Debbie Wong was there with cousins from California. All part of the Ron Wong family was here, and Shelby. What a show! What a show! And I'm barely hanging on.
well, it was a great time, and man, I don't know how we're gonna do any better than what we did this time next year.
Well, I'm just so glad that good Lord enabled me to make it and be there. I'm going to do the first of one. I'm not sure how many cough drops I'll have, but I was able to be there thanks to my wonderful niece, Renee Cooney, that drove me and Miriam all the way to Springfield from Germantown, Tennessee. Got there in plenty of time, got to meet a lot of good folks, got to see the new folks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, of course, the very first thing that we did is we let Kent Driscoll and his lady that's now the executive director of the all new Ron Wong Foundation.
That's right.
And
yeah.
what a great program that is, and helping get kids and ladies into the sport of fishing with Ron's name on it, and we were just glad to do that and glad to be a part. And then Larry Ray come to the podium. And what did we do, Larry?
Well,
man, we inducted Ron Wong into the Legends Outdoors Hall of Fame.
I'm so glad you let me go first with Ron, because folks, I have been dealing with the epizooty or something here. I'd had surgery the week before, and then I was just here. And so to make sure there was somebody here besides just me and show producer Shelby McCall, I brought in the man who has been on this show since the very first one.
I was only 11 years old.
You want to try that again? Yeah.
Gene, listen,
Smith.
we don't want lightning to strike the studio this Saturday
Oh, you're right
morning now.
about that. I saw the flash.
Yeah, because Gene will be back with us next Saturday on Outdoors with Larry Ray as we celebrate the 25th year of this show being on
It's
the
hard
air.
to believe, 25 years.
Yeah. So, but we brought in Debbie Wong, Ron's lovely sister from San Francisco.
That's right. Flew all the way out from California, the great state of California.
And she had two other relatives. They had Steve and Vicky from California, and two other cousins from California. And I know that my man Garry Mason was kind enough to let us go first and get us going, because in that time we did have Kent Driscoll, who's a member of the board of directors of the Legend of the Outdoors. He's
And also Hall of Fame members.
Hall of Fame member, and also part of the
B&M Pro staff.
B&M Pro staff, and there was quite a few members of B&M were there. Not just Kent Driscoll, but there were some other ones in there in the class, including our man Billy Blakely from Blue Bank Resort, and a member of the Hall of Fame. He went in the same year I did. I wrote that because he broke the news that my wife was a better fisherman than me, and he wanted to do
I've
it
seen
again.
pictures.
You've seen pictures,
Yes.
yeah. But anyway, Debbie came up, but first we let Clint come up and talk about the new foundation in honor of Ron Wong. That they have started a new foundation, bona fide women in the fishing world, and we're so happy that they've done that. And the young lady that Ron started fishing last year is now on the board of that, and she's head on in it and everything. A great event of that. And then I had my chance to try to do the best I could for Ron and Debbie coming in, because Debbie was there at the end, and she is. She told us, and you know this. Garry Mason, is that she was just stunned by what Ron has meant to so many people, particularly fishing. And
Absolutely.
Now she has become part of the fishing world, and she reads everything there is on this, and we appreciate her doing that. And it was just about like at his funeral, and it was tough though. But I appreciate you, Garry, allowing Ron to go first. And you said there was so much emotion on this one. And I know there's always emotion when we get down to these other 8 people that went in. And wow, big names in the outdoor industry. And it was just so emotional. And that's what this thing is.
Oh yeah, you're right, Larry. It is. It's I'm very lucky because I'm the guy that gets to stand on the stage with everybody, and I'm up close seeing their reactions. And and there was tears of joy in their eyes, and reminiscence of careers. Some that span 30, 40, or like Mr. M.R. James, 65 years. I mean, him and his wife was celebrating their 65th wedding anniversary on the day of the Hall of Fame. So, and we'll get into all that, but to stand there on that stage and get to see what goes on, behind the podium is a real true blessing for me. And, and of course, everybody surprised Cindy and I with a big, nice award. And as
you got it.
Vanderpool
you and Cindy got brought out too, which should have been done anyway a long time ago. But you guys, this is a family affair. We always talk about that. But,
it is. I mean, all my kids and grandkids are there helping out, and
Yeah.
And couldn't do it without them. Gosh, there's no way I could afford to pay them for what they do.
Yeah.
But, what a great way to start out the Legends of the Outdoors in honoring someone like Ron Wong, who leaves a legacy of, from a career of over 50 years in the outdoors industry. And I know it's over 50 years because for 45 years ago, him and I both served on the writing staff of Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News back when it was a newspaper tabloid. And
yes.
So I know a little bit about how long his career was, and what an awesome legacy he's left. And now with the foundation helping kids and women get in the outdoors, and getting them, especially in fishing, man, that foundation is going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
Especially with the support of Jack Wells and B&M Poles and Kent Driscoll and Billy Blakely and all those great folks that are not only in our Hall of Fame like yourself, Larry, but that really have the passion to help continue Ron's legacy. So, yeah, hats off to them guys for creating that entity.
Well, I think it just means so much. A lot of people might not even known Ron if it hadn't been for you and some of the other people that put him at the front of the class. And then to see this event in itself, I tell you, Gary, I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, you do it, and I know you're just worn out, but you got to get ready again.
Well, and speaking of that, we've already had 4 people reach out to us that didn't even have tables there this year, but they
want to come
next year.
Yeah, they want to.
Well, they were there.
Yeah,
they were there, but now they want to have tables, and of course we'd be glad to fix them up as we would with anybody. But
yeah.
But when you start getting phone calls the day after the event, people wanting to bring a lot more people to see the event, you're doing something right. God has truly blessed us, and we're doing all the right things for all the right reasons and all the right people.
Well, we got a couple more minutes in this first segment. Let me go ahead and jump into this because it was such an event. Ron was first one, but then the way it works, Tess Jolly, Russ Bailey, David Cole, M.R. James, Chuck Jones, George Lynch, Fred Ramsey, and Bob Timberlake. What a group! What a group, man!
Yeah, that's pretty strong right there.
That's strong right there.
Said.
So if you want to go back and you can go online and see it, as far as all the information, can't you, Gary?
Yeah, we're trying to get pictures and stuff up and video up right now. And,
good.
And it's really a task for a whole solid week to get everything finished up. But we try to get that done as quickly as we can so family members and others can view what we've done, those that could not be there. And, there's close to 400 people in that room, but
right.
There's a lot of other people that couldn't be there that love to see this stuff, and we want to provide an avenue for them to do so each and every year.
All right, let's take a break. First break of the morning on Outdoors with Larry Ray. So let's take a break, and we're going to start this rolling out championship finals. Outdoors with Larry. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray here on 92 point. Oh, we got them on from 790, 92.9.
6 and 7 eighths.
6 and 7 eighths. You heard that voice, that dramatic voice there, but. Folks in Brownsville, you can hear us on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM, and then, of course, right here in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30. And we've got to put this thing together, and who better to put something together about the Legends of the Outdoors, which was held last Saturday in
Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri. man, I had a good chance to eat me some little Andes, some Andes ice cream. Woo, I was able to get some of that. So I always enjoy eating me some Andes ice cream. And then, but right now, you heard the voices there. I've got my co-host. Since this thing first went on the air 25 years ago, next Saturday will be our 25th anniversary Outdoors with Larry Ray. And the man has not grown up yet. I mean, he's still...
I refuse.
You refuse. Yeah. So now what are you, 94, 104?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm 84.
84, yes. Well, he and I get a lot of seniority when they put us together on this thing, but that is, of course...
A lot of fishing rodeos and
Yes.
boat shows.
Boat shows and all those different kind of things. And that, of course, is Gene Smith. Little Gene, as he was known back in the early days and everything. Gene is here with me this morning. Also kind of jumping in on us because he doesn't have anything else to do. Of course he does, is Garry Mason, the founder and executive director for the Legends of the Outdoors, which we just put together the 24th. Was that the 24th or 23rd for you?
23rd.
23rd.
We've been doing it.
Yep.
Been doing it 24 years, but this was our 23rd induction ceremony. And,
That's right.
And your next guest, I got to say this about him, your next guest has been with me for 23 years of that 24 years. He's been with me for 22 induction ceremonies. He's our longest-serving Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame board director. And I'm proud to say he's also one of my best friends. So I'll let you introduce him.
Yes. Doesn't need much introduction if you know much about Arkansas and their outdoors programs and his ability to know people and talk people and spread the great word about the Legends of the Outdoors. And, of course, that's Tommy Garner from out of the Ozarks. So, Tommy, where's hometown for you now?
A little town up on the Spring River called Hardy, Arkansas.
Yes.
And I tell people, and thank you, Larry, and congratulations on your long-running radio program.
That's right.
It's just awesome. But I tell people about Hardy, Arkansas. It's the best place in the world to hunt and fish and raise kids.
Yeah.
And it's not because the hunting and fishing is so incredible and the lakes and the streams and the woods with all the animals. It's the people that make it the best place in the world. Just like you folks over in Tennessee.
Yep.
Hey, the only difference between Ozark folks and Tennessee folks is location.
And we wear shoes.
Oh, we don't wear shoes all the time now. Come on now. But I do know this. You know a town is going somewhere when they have to put a bypass around it to get you out around Hardy, Arkansas.
Everybody talks about Hardy, Arkansas.
Well, I'm just going to tell y'all, when I plotted my trip to Springfield from Germantown, Tennessee, right out of Memphis, you know I plotted that trip so I would eat lunch at the Cozy Corner right there in Hardy. Makes the best hamburger. I don't know if y'all talk about that, but I did, okay? Those folks know how to make a hamburger.
Yeah, around Hardy, Larry, there's always plenty to eat. You can tell by looking at us chubby folks.
Now let's don't. No, I don't
hungry,
have to,
you know.
I don't have to bring up that and everything, Tommy, but let's. And I know you and Garry go back a lot of years, and we do know that next year, Tommy, it's your turn to make a speech. So get ready, buddy. You're going in the Hall of Fame next year, I've been told.
Well, thank you. I was absolutely broadsided by this. You know, I've had, because I'm in the outdoors and radio and some television and the writing, people say, well, when are you going to be inducted in the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame? I said, never.
Yeah, no.
I said, look at the people that is in there. And Larry and Garry, you know, we go back a long ways, and I've never it was never my objective or focus to ever be inducted into the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame. But here's what I told Garry 23 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
I said, Garry, you don't know me very well, and I don't know you very well, and this is going to kind of be like getting married, okay?
Yes.
And he's got this deer in the headlights look, you know.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't buy him a ring, guys. I didn't.
You didn't buy the ring. Okay.
No, I didn't buy the ring.
Yeah, but here's what I said. I believe that what you're doing is pure as the driven snow.
Yeah.
And you have no ulterior motive but to honor people who've done great things. And I commit the rest of my life to help you any way I can, as long as I'm physically able to do it.
Well, I think when you see the crowd that we had last Saturday at Springfield, at the best facility you can have for such an event, and to stand out for what it stands for, and not just the what it stands for, but the religion part, the patriotic part, and everybody. It's tear time. You know, I mean, you got people there that they're not in it for themselves. They're in it for what the event stands for. And I think this event, Garry Mason, shows more of what it's for than probably any other event of this type. Yes, we honor people, but at the same time, we are people who honor people.
That's true. And the big thing is, and this personifies Garry Mason, who says, I want to make people happy.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, Larry, as you have seen over the years, some of the most solid people in the world, I'm talking about these macho guys that come across the stage and they get behind that podium, and the first thing they do, they look out across there, they see their peers, which a lot of them have been competitors in what field they're in the outdoors, and realize that their peers are saying, look, bub, you've done a good job, and we're here to say thank you and honor you.
Yes.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah. But then you got to get up there for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes feels like 10 minutes as Garry sits there and breathes every once in a while, you know, because of the group that you have. And, boy, what a group we had this year, Garry. I mean, I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking here.
It's hard to believe every year the people that are in that room.
Yeah.
Well, I know that when you think about who's there, and we have 400 people there, and 300 of them aren't in the hall because they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about the people. That's what it.
I didn't know what it was.
What it belongs to, and so tell me that, Garry. What does the Hall of Fame mean to you as the man that wrote it on a napkin sometime, and look what it's come out to?
Well, you know, it's a blessing each and every year. I told Tommy this many times, and an old outdoor rider buddy of mine, he doesn't outdoor ride anymore, Larry Self, after the first year asked me what my thoughts was that next morning as we had breakfast, and I said, well, Larry, I feel like I dreamed that I stood on the stage with all of my outdoor heroes.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning and realized that dream had come true.
Yeah.
And that absolutely personifies the way I feel each and every Sunday morning after the Hall of Fame event. We put a lot of work into it. Of course, Tommy and other people helped too. But me and my family put a ton of work into this thing. My assistant, Lorelei Kearns, and all the folks around me, a lot of volunteer help. But it just doesn't get done by one person. But this is just and Tommy Garner. I'm going to say this about him with him on the air because normally it's him interviewing me on his radio show, so I get to turn that around a little bit. But Tommy Garner personifies exactly what we look for in a Legends Outdoors Hall of Fame member. That's somebody that is always giving back with selfless thought, not about himself,
Yeah.
but is always trying to help others, and that's Tommy Garner. And that was Ron Wong. That was George Lynch. That's everyone that's in the Hall of Fame. A lot of famous people out there, Tommy, but some of them may never get that opportunity.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I'm just totally honored, and as I told you, and it was never my intent to say, okay, man, I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. That was never it. My thought is always, how can I help Garry Mason do one of the most selfless things in the world to honor people who've done great things? And Brenda Valentine summed it up really well when we inducted her. She said, when the drive that you have to help other people achieve things is as great as the drive that you had for you to succeed, that's when the legends kicked in.
That's right, and I think we proved that again with Tess Jolly. She took the camera and turned it into a legend. Because she has made more award-winning camera shots of turkey. And hey, I got to admit, man, there was a time I didn't see a turkey forever. But when I would pick up a Tess Jolly or even Ron Jolly, I would get any of their work and what it became for the legend. So we want to congratulate you again, Tommy. I'm so happy for you, and I think it was a perfect thing. And just like I was so glad to be at Blue Bank Resort that night sitting around the campfire, you were there, I think, sitting around the campfire, and Garry popped it on Ron Wong, not knowing that Ron would pass away in March of this year. And he was speechless, just like I was speechless on a radio show.
Yeah.
You can't afford to do that, buddy.
Yeah. Roger Ragland, we announced Roger Ragland was going into the Legends Outdoors Hall of Fame on my radio program, and Garry and I was there, and Roger sat there, and he's saying, man, the first time in my life that I'm speechless.
Well, they didn't think it'd make me speechless, too, particularly on my own radio show. They say, don't have any quiet time in your radio show. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When we did that to me, and then I think he plots these things, of course, not knowing that Ron is going to pass away, but to know it in March, and then and here we are in August, and we're paying honors to Ron Wong. All right, let's take a break. Thank you, Tommy. Again, congratulations. Thank you for being who you are, buddy. Don't change, okay?
Thank you. I don't plan on, Larry, and very proud of you and praying for you, brother, that we want you in good health and you keep trucking on for the next 40 years.
I'll see you next August. That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by old people. That makes me wonder. I didn't mean to look at you, Gene Smith.
Yeah, what are you doing looking over here?
I'm just looking at you. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come right back on this show that we're highlighting. The Legends of the Outdoors, just completed last week.
Our heroes.
Missouri. That's right. So let's take a break and come right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday morning. Coming off the Legends of the Outdoors regular show that we were, good Lord, enabled me and my wife and my niece and a lot of friends to make the trip to what I consider, you may have to push me along, but I'm glad that Gene Smith is co-hosting with me today. Gene was there when we taped our first Outdoors of Larry Ray 25 years ago next Saturday.
You know, I was asked, how come we don't give away any more prizes like we used to?
Well, they give them away at this event.
I'll bet.
Yeah, they do, and great things. Some people don't even know it, but Garry has some amazing prizes that we get. A lot of them from great companies and things along that line. And I know this next guest, Garry. Why don't you introduce this next guest? 'Cause I've already introduced him once on this show.
Yeah, I'll be glad to. I tell you what, there's just some people that you don't meet until later on in your life. And the only thing I'm mad at George Lynch about is that we didn't meet a whole lot earlier where we could have duck hunted a whole lot more together. But we've got a few days left, hopefully. And George is one of my very, very best friends and a fantastic hunter and just a great all-the-way around guy. And married to one of the sweetest ladies that I've ever met. And I love George and Diane. And so take it away, George. Good to have you.
Yes, George.
Garry, thank you. Thank you for having me on. And Diane and I feel the same about you. And you're like a brother from another mother. And I will say this. You are a very good hunter yourself. You're great. You're a good caller. But more than the good callers, I think one of the most important things is when and how you call it.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm not definitely a world-class duck hunter, but I am a class duck hunter because I like it first class, and I enjoy the company and things along that line. And I know that I tell you what, George, when I was there for Gail Camp's induction, and now we've lost Gail, and what a Saturday that was, Garry Mason, to see Gail Camp.
Oh, absolutely. Miss Gail stole the show, and I told people, how do you follow a 98-year-old lady with a duck call in her mouth?
Did we? I don't think we did. Sorry, whoever it was, but I know they're good.
Yeah, that's right. But you know what? When George Lynch stepped up on the stage this past Saturday, and we inducted him, and he received his induction award, he gave one of the best speeches that I've ever heard, and I say that to him very humbly because George really knocked it out of the park. And George, what are some of your thoughts about going in the Hall of Fame? I know you were kind of surprised when we told you were going to go in, and you looked at me and you said, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
Well, you're 100% right. There's, when you look at hunting, and that was one of the special moments in that ground, or in the pit line there in January down in Missouri, trying to kill the snow goose. And, I think everybody else knew what's going on, but I didn't. And I was sitting next to you, which we always do hunting together. And when you sit there and that came on, it's probably one of the first times I had to fight back tears because it was just so humbling. And it's just like, it's like, I can't believe this. It's awesome. But being at the show, and I've done a lot of things in my life. I spoke a lot, I played a lot of, I played ball in some high pressure situations.
Right.
Kill big deer, but being at that the intensity level at the Hall of Fame, being in there with all the best of the best in there for the past, present, whatever, the quality of talent and the quality of character in that room, the intensity was amazing.
Well, I think that's what makes it because as you're reminiscing yourself, you're also reminiscing memories of times in your career that maybe not, some people may not consider that a memory, but it is. That's what we're in. We're in the memory business, I think, George. Don't you?
Absolutely is. Absolutely. It is. That's what we're always talking about, making memories.
Well, I know when you were on my radio show before, not too long ago, and I asked you ready for your speech? And I know you got an 8-minute speech. And, Garry surprised me on my radio show, and right away I was getting nervous already. And I don't get nervous normally. I look at the microphone and I say, boy, I'm glad they don't see me, because it is what it is. But there's just so many memories, and I think we're in the memory-making business for other people. And there's no telling how many memories you've made in your amazing career and what you've done and stood out as maybe a small thing for somebody, but there's no such thing as a small memory. I don't think there is.
No,
Well, you're exactly.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, go ahead, George.
You're 100% correct. In this day of my life, you know, and like Garry, when we were younger guys, you know, you had to produce, and it was the thing is you had to kill. But when you get older, today, you know, I don't even have to shoot my gun. It's, you know, taking people, killing the first bird and first
Yes.
bird, or taking an old person
Yeah.
who can't get out there and taking him out there so he can experience that one more time again, you know, in his life, to see someone who enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
And maybe struggles with the older age and help them get out there. That's what it's all about. Hopefully Diane can carry me out there.
Yeah. I think that's what we need. We need a strong partner. And I guarantee you, Gary's got one. I got one. Mine will be 60 years in December. And I may take her outdoors again. Yeah. I may take her outdoors to celebrate that day, maybe at Reelfoot, because my goal at Reelfoot is shoot ducks in the morning and deer in the afternoon. And Miriam says, I'll go with you. And she will, because that's what we bargained for. And I'm looking at this beautiful poster, Garry Mason. I don't see anybody wearing a coat and tie. Now, I don't see it.
Well, that's one thing. Of course, Miss Cindy makes me wear a dinner jacket at that event.
I do that, yeah.
And I wear a bolo, but that's one thing I knew we'd never do is we'd never get a bunch of outdoorsmen in ties and jackets, so we don't require it. We just tell people to wear what they're comfortable in, what they might wear to church on Sunday morning. And you know, here's the thing. I don't care if they show up in a gun sack. We're glad to see them.
So do we have the date for next year, Garry? Have we already got the date set?
We're working on it, and I don't want to announce it today,
folks.
but we'll announce it at a very, very near future time.
Watch for it.
But it will be in August, and it will be at the same venue. So
okay, John A. and Jenny Morris Conservation Center in Springfield.
Hey, Garry?
Yes, sir, George.
I would love to. I have to take a moment here, and I want to acknowledge Garry Mason and the work that he put in.
Yes.
I was blown away. I mean,
Yes.
first of all, food. I mean, all the food and everything he had to worry about. When I got home, you know, I finally got, you know, you're wearing off, and I opened that box and I look at the belt buckle with my name in it.
Yeah.
You know, I look at the case knife with my name, and you know, the BB gun, the Red Ryder. I sit here and didn't.
Yeah, the BB gun.
Out, and I looked, and I actually had tears in my eyes when I saw my name engraved in Garry. I just got to tip my hat. God bless you. I mean, first class, all professional.
Yeah.
And everything you did is just, you know, it's a memory for the rest of my life.
Well,
it's not.
Thank you, George.
Yeah,
it's a passion for me to honor all of you, and a true blessing for me and my family, and I certainly celebrate Larry and all the times that Larry's had us on his show, and Tommy Garner and Ray I and a lot of the other radio show producers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's not about Cindy and I. It's about all the wonderful people like yourself and Larry, Ron Wong, all the people that's touched my life over the years, and that's why we created this.
Well, I think that's the main part of this is how many people you will touch and how many. When they put this thing together, folks, believe me, they take a lot of effort on who speaks, where everybody will be, whatever it might be. Daryl Davis and his son up there singing to us. Great singers. I even enjoy the auctioneer. That's cool to me. You know, that's what I wanted to be when I was a little fella. You know, I thought I could.
Yeah. Garry, what was the award that you got at the beginning?
Yeah.
Well, Philip Vanderpool and Sandy Brady and some of them kind of pulled some strings. You know, they've asked us for years to allow myself to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and I won't do it because I didn't create this for me. I didn't create it to be self-serving, and I never would want somebody to think that. And so every time some of my Hall of Fame members group up on me and say, hey, we're going to induct you next year, I say, no, you're not. But so they all got together, a bunch of them, and they decided to give Cindy and I an award for leadership and in what we do. And it was wonderful. And I tell you, I got choked up, and I'm usually the guy choking up people.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
They turned the tables on me.
Yep. Couldn't help
God
it.
bless you, buddy. That was awesome. You deserve it.
Well,
Thank you.
When you can get your son-in-law to work, that's pretty good. So I mean.
yeah, that's true.
Was that in the marriage vows? I just wondered if you might have him say, "You got to be in this if you're going to marry my daughter." So.
Well, when he got married to my daughter, the first thing I done was bought him an 870 shotgun and give it to him for Christmas. And,
what a hint.
And a fishing rod.
Yeah.
So, and I'll tell you this quick story. My granddaughter, one of the twins, that you've known Larry since they were little bitty, but one of the twins getting married next weekend. And she's marrying a middle school basketball player, and they're getting married on Saturday. The very next Saturday, I'm taking him to the dove field.
All right.
There you go. They got the priorities right there.
Right.
They got the priorities.
Yeah, he
right.
got a shot out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So you teach them early what they're designed to do, right?
That's right.
So what are we doing now, Garry Mason? Have you already started for next year?
Oh yeah.
See there?
We've already named 3 people that are going in next year: Sandy Brady, Tommy Garner, and Major League Fishing's Dave Washburn.
Okay, Dave, good guy.
Yeah, we made that announcement at the Hall of Fame at the end of the ceremonies, and we're already selling tables. And
way to go!
Gosh, you can go ahead and reserve your ticket or your
there
table,
you go,
or
folks.
Whatever. So we never quit working on this, Larry.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Dave Washburn, there wouldn't have been a Major League Fishing if he hadn't. He's the guy that started it all, writing all those press releases and everything. And who's the first person I run into just about? Kathy Fennell. I mean, she's there. Yeah. I mean, she's a Hall of Fame member, but at the same time, she'd be there if she wasn't. And I think that says a lot about the organization, Garry Mason. And I think George will say that too.
It's not just about being in front of the camera, Larry. It's people behind the scenes. It's outdoor writers, TV show hosts, call makers, fishermen, people that make rods, reels. Anybody has the potential of being a Hall of Fame member if you give back. I think that's the priority key, is giving back to others. And George certainly has done that. I tell you,
he has.
I met him, I think, George, 2 years ago, and next thing I knew, every one of my calls hanging around my neck was legendary Garry calls. So he's a giver.
Well, I think that's what the whole story is all about, and we prove that every year, whether it's young kids, and we had a lot of young folks there this year. I was really impressed with the young folks that we had there, as far as age limits. We didn't have an age limit.
We don't have an age limit.
No.
Young and old.
Young and old. We got the old covered. I know that. All right,
let's. Age limit, me and George might not be able to be there.
Oh, watch it now. George, congratulations again, buddy. We got your number now, and we know where to find you if we want to get 2 old folks on the radio show. Okay, buddy?
I need to get these 2 old folks out in the field with me sometime.
Yeah, and I know I won't have to have a interpreter either.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time, George Lynch.
No.
I know that.
Thank y'all, buddy. We've got to take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And my voice sounds
stronger.
You think it sounds stronger?
Oh, yeah, you done better this morning. You got wound up good.
Okay. My wife's going to pick me up and get me back home somehow. I don't know how it is, but I would not miss the Legend of the Outdoors Hall of Fame gathering in
You know what I gather
Springfield, Missouri.
about these guys?
what?
A lot of young people need someone to look up to, and every one of these guys were fantastic role models.
That's right, and that's what we need to be. And I think we heard that at the convention. I don't know. My wife is into this big time. She's into it so big time that she had a tick pulled off of her, and now she thinks she hopes she don't have no.
Lyme disease?
Yeah, because she did have a tick. So does that make her officially an outdoors person?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Gary. I'll tell her that. But she needs to know that and everything. We got another one right now that doesn't need an introduction at all. I mean, if you live in the Memphis area, if you live in anywhere or deal with anyone down in that area, it's crappie place, you know. So won't you introduce this next guest? Another new inductee.
Oh, I'll be glad to introduce this gentleman because I feel like that we've known each other since we were putting bobbers on cane poles and trying to catch a fish. But,
yeah.
Russ Bailey is, he's just one of the greatest around. And his Brush Pile TV show and the other things that he's done, the books he's written, the articles that's been written about him.
Yeah.
But Russ Bailey is one of the most gentlemanly people I've ever met in my life.
Yes, he
I've
is.
never heard anybody say a bad word.
No.
There's no bad words about
No,
Russ
there's
Bailey.
not
And
any.
I'd whip anybody that said one about him.
Yeah, let me know who they were.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right. With that, I want to bring on my buddy Russ Bailey and 2025 Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame inductee, and now a member of the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame.
Hey,
Wow.
congratulations, Russ. And I know getting that 8-minute speech together, it was probably the hardest thing you've ever done. It was for me because I was told about my induction on the radio, and I was quiet for about 10 minutes, and they thought something had happened to the wires, you know, because I'm never quiet. But Russ, congratulations, buddy, and I know a lot of people were hooping and hollering with this. So give us the synopsis, since I didn't get to hear your speech.
Well, first of all, Gary, thank you for those kind words. And I am so honored and humbled to be a member of the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame. And it was, when I say unexpected, I mean it was totally unexpected. So that made it even that much more better for me. And basically, I think one of the things too that made it a little bit more special for me is Ron Wong and I found out at the same time that we're going in together.
Yeah.
And we were at a B&M pro staff meeting at the Grizzly Show. I'll never forget it.
Yep.
And we talked afterwards, and man, it was an awesome experience to
Wasn't
eat
it?
just. And of course, as you know, Ron didn't make it to that, but I tell you what, man, it was humbling. And one of the things that I mentioned in my speech, the majority, I think, was that the thing that I feel set us apart from other shows is instead of you seeing me every week doing the same thing, here's a fish, there are so many different ways to crappie fish.
Yeah.
And we would, through my years in the fishing, I made friends with some of the best anglers in the country, tournament pros, guides.
Right.
And I bring you a different guest every week, and this is their half-hour show.
That's right.
Their chance to tell why they like the lake, that time of year, the techniques they use. All I was there for was to have a little conversation with them.
Yeah.
And it's just kept the show going. And that's why I said at the ceremony, to me, everyone who has ever done a show with me, we share this award together. And I honestly feel that way.
That's great. And I know Ron, he talked about you all the time, man. I thought y'all were brothers by another mother or something, because that's just the way Ron operated. He didn't meet a stranger. And
well, Ron's a guy, you know him for 10 minutes, and it's like you've known him all your life, and you got to love the guy. You really did.
Well, I'm going to tell people that his sister, Debbie, came all the way from Sacramento. No, she came from San Francisco.
California,
yeah,
exactly.
To get to Springfield to be there to see what her brother, and she had no idea that her brother was that well known, and Ron was, and it was so good to have Debbie there. In fact, folks, we're going to have Debbie on for the closing segment on today's show because she is so proud of her brother. And I think that you guys are proud of everybody. Is that right? I mean, you guys, it's a good neighbor affair.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I look at Russ and some of these other folks that I've kind of come up through the industry with.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we created. Cindy and I created the Legends Outdoors for.
Yes.
And it's just a blessing. I can't believe I get to stand on stage with so many of my outdoor heroes, and Russ, certainly you're one of them. So.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, Gary. We go back a long way, don't we, buddy? We were kids.
Oh yeah,
Gary was a kid. Okay, now we're finding out stuff now. Yeah.
And Russ has got video with me when my beard was brown. It wasn't gray.
All right. So, and actually, video is that it's not crayon photographs or anything.
So, no, it's not painted. It was brown, and we were young ones. I was guiding out of Buchanan Resort up there for Pam and Rusty. And
yeah, you were the first one that said that my wife was a better fisherman than me. Now, Billy Blakely says he was, but it was Mason that started this.
I did. I take credit for that. And, But, I fished a little different than a lot of other people, and, I did a lot of casting for crappie. And when Russ called me, I was expecting somebody that was going to just want to put a pole in his hand, set over a brush pile, and that a lot of other guys had done that. And I told Russ, I said, man, I don't know if you want to do a show with me or not. I'm casting for him. He said, man, I can't wait to get down there. I love doing that. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And we had a ball.
Well, I know this means a lot to you, Russ, because it represents a lot of people. And that's the real heart of this thing to me, that it's not all about you. It's all about what you have done to make sure in your career, and I hope I have done too, is to teach other people to get in this business, and young people, kids, women, whatever it might be, and it means a lot to pass that baton on, doesn't it, Russ?
It does, and I think everybody should strive to do that because we've got to keep this thing going and get people more involved in the outdoors. And again, it just goes back to the guys that I had, that have always been on the show. They promoted the outdoors, and my goal always was not just to bring you crappie fishing, but when you were done watching an episode of our show, I wanted you to feel like, wow, I feel like I've known that guest now all my life, and there's someone I could spend some time on the water with. We talk about all the guests. You have to have that personality to be able to do that, and we have to get people involved in the outdoors. And like you say, too, the young people, that's so important now.
Well, I'm looking at my man here. His name is Gene Smith. He's taught over 20,000 people hunter education, and I would imagine most of those are youngsters.
Oh, yeah.
And fishing rodeos. And you may think, hey, that ain't nothing, man. There ain't nothing to fishing rodeo. It's where a lot of us got our start, right,
That's
Gene
right.
Smith?
And the kids ask a lot of questions, and just like you guys, when you do something on TV, you guys are pros. They say, wow, that looks so easy. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, it looks so easy.
Yeah, right.
Isn't about that. But I know to be on that stage meant a lot to you, didn't it?
Oh, my. And you know what? I was excited when I found out, of course.
Yeah.
But then the actual moment when I got there Friday night was the meet and greet.
Yep.
And that was awesome. And then everything finally started to really settle in that, this is really happening.
Yeah.
And when I got up there to do my speech, I was overwhelmed. I mean, and it wasn't just me. All the inductees, you could tell it was an emotional day the whole day.
Yeah.
And it just, you can't describe it. It was absolutely amazing.
Well, I know that when I went in 22, and I went in with some people. I said, man, how am I getting in? You know, you just think about those that I've had them on the show, but that doesn't make me that much of anything. Other
And
than
I feel exactly the
there
same
you
way.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you're going to carry that with you. I mean, that's embedded in the way you teach kids and things, right?
Exactly. And I told my wife and a buddy of mine both, I said, you know what? I said, I'm not sure I deserve to be in there, but they're never getting it back.
That's
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, you want to do that, particularly when you've done it live on the radio. And I
Yes,
said, I think
sir.
they got the wrong one here, Gary. You know, Gary's out there sneaking around and everything. Hey, we really appreciate you taking time to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray with us, buddy. Congratulations. Gary, I know you're proud of this. We got one more minute. Tell us about what it means to you to go into the Hall of Fame.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know about Russ, but I tell you what it means to me. It means that I've absolutely reached the peak of my career and that my peers understand what I've done and who I am. Russ, does it feel the same way to you?
Exactly. I could not have said it better. I mean, that's how I feel.
Well, you did a great job. Congratulations again. And I'll see you next year, buddy. Now you got to
I
go.
will be there.
Yep.
I'll be there every year myself, too, for sure.
Well, I'm going to feel a lot better next year because I can't feel any worse. But
Well, we hope you do.
well, I
hope you do,
wouldn't
Larry.
miss it, buddy. It's just part of me to see those people and know how good they are. So we're going to take our last break, right? We got one more break. Got two more. I'm glad, man. I'm having fun here. I don't know. All right. We're going to come. Are we going to talk to who's next? Do you know?
Ron Wong's sister.
Is it Ron? Yeah, we got Ron Wong's sister and more Garry Mason. All right. But anyway, thank you, buddy. Congratulations again. All right. All right.
Thank you very much. Always good to talk to you, buddy.
All right. Stay in
See you,
touch.
Russ.
Always got a spot on the radio. Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's take a break. Come right back. More on Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk about the legends of the outdoors. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and one of my favorite events of the year is the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame banquet in Springfield, Missouri. Now, I was a little down and out this year, but, you know, I'm a trooper. And so my niece, Renee Cooney, she put my wife in the front seat and stretched me out in the back seat. And we made it all the way to Springfield, the Anglers Inn, and made it back after the event was over through Damascus, Arkansas. Stayed with my brother-in-law, Renee's dad, Jerry Hill, in Damascus, Arkansas. You can't go bad when you stay in Damascus, you know, so. But I'm paying the price coming back. But it's still, I wouldn't miss it for anything because it was just such a great event. And we got a special guest on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and she's almost become a regular now. You know, I'm going to have to start playing surfing music and stuff like that, you know, but we're happy to have on with us this morning. Not only, of course, Garry Mason is still with us, and he'll be with us on the final segment too. And Gene Smith is our co-host. And, of course, our go-to person has always been part of this show for over 5 years. Glad to have her name on the dial there for us. Shelby, we appreciate you too. But let's talk let's go to California for one more time here. And that is Debbie Wong. She is Ron Wong's baby sister. And I guess that's right. Is that right, Debbie?
It is, and thank you guys for having me on. It's an honor and a pleasure to be introduced to you guys, and become a part of your family
Yeah.
via Ron, and I know he's looking down and
Yeah.
he's like, you got it.
Yes, yes, that is for sure. And this is Debbie Wong, who lives in Sacramento. Sacramento. No, you in I got
San Francisco.
San Francisco. I messed up at the show, so I just keep it going here. But
That's okay. No worries.
You had some folks with you here at the Legends of the Outdoors. What we had Dennis and Vicky.
We had my cousin Stephen. Actually, Stephen is the same age as my brother, born in the same year.
Okay.
And they both have a love of hunting and fishing.
All right.
And his wife Vicky, and then my other cousin Casey.
Okay.
They
Casey.
just said, yeah, they just said, we want to go. We want to see what's going on here. They have never been to this part of the country.
Yes.
B, they were doing it for Ron.
Right.
Yeah.
And C, my cousin kind of put it to me. He goes, I thought about this, and no one in her family has ever really been recognized for this type of an honor or award. And to see Ron just grow into this position and to see what he's become, they're just extremely proud of him, and to be a part of our family. So they wanted to join in on this celebration.
Well, tell us how it was for you. How'd you like it? Because, Mr. Mason is sitting there just waiting to hear from Ron's sister.
Well, I was just totally blown away. Like I said, I didn't know about that part of Ron's life. It's, like I said, it's totally out of my realm.
Yes.
But I learned a lot, and there are so many other people in the areas of outdoors, the philanthropists, the innovators, the creators, the business people that just pour their heart and soul into the outdoors. And, coming away from this, I appreciate it more now.
Yeah.
I did, but not to that extent.
Yeah.
And so, Gary, you hosted a fabulous event, and I'm glad to see that Ron was part of it. And as I looked out into that audience, I could just visualize Ron just like a little firefly just buzzing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yes.
You got that
And
right.
I know he was looking down.
That's what Gene said. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you,
And
Debbie,
it was-
Ron meant so much to so many people, and especially to this organization, because he was our official photographer for the Legends of the Outdoors.
Yes.
And at the end of the event, we got people up there this year, and did
You
did
missed him.
pictures, but it wasn't quite like what Ron would have done. It.
No.
Ron would have had everybody lined up and snapped into shape, and if
That's
anybody
right.
wasn't smiling, he'd tell them.
Yeah. He'd have made me stay no matter how I felt. I can tell you that. He said, "Get up there, Larry. You're okay. Get up there, Larry."
Yeah,
But that's
Larry,
what it was.
He was. And, Debbie, I just want to say to you, thank you and your family for coming and accepting his induction into the Hall of Fame. He was very, very proud, as Larry will tell you, when we told him he was going to go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
His eyes lit up, and once again, and I see this a lot, but most people don't, but Ron was speechless when we told
he
him.
was. Yeah.
And a big smile come across that face, and he said, "Do you really mean it?" And I said, "Yes, sir, we really mean it."
Amen.
I'm not sure we've ever had anybody from California. Have you? Have you had a guest from California before?
Well, I can't count Ron from California because he was so near and dear
No,
to
I'm
us.
not talking about him. I'm talking about Debbie and
Oh, you're talking about
Stephen
No,
and Vicky and.
You're right. I don't know that we've ever had any guests all the way from California.
I know we've
What a
never
great-
had that many people from B&M Poles at a funeral. I mean, they had 15 people from B&M Poles for that.
Oh my God! Between B&M and Brush Pile, it
Yes.
was like
Yeah.
that just took my breath away, and it was just so heartfelt.
Well, I know I went to the luncheon before the funeral with the B&M folks, and golly, I mean, you couldn't help but get emotional just with that many people
no,
wearing those outfits. You know, it wasn't a funeral outfit that you expect. And to see
it
them
was
like that.
it was just totally an experience. But Ron was just so excited because I got a call from him probably shortly after you guys had told him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was busting at the seams,
Yeah.
and I was just super happy because I mean sometimes I don't get those calls in the middle of the afternoon. Usually we chat, talk in the evenings and stuff like that after things have settled down
Well,
and
he
stuff.
loved
And
you.
I told him,
He
and
loved you, Debbie. I know that.
I loved him dearly, and I told him I would be there. I said, you just let me know when and where, and I said I'll be there for you, and you know we'll do what we got to do. And so I just kept my promise, and I said regardless if nobody else came, then I would still be there. So.
Well, I heard that he said, you know, and Gary, I don't know if you knew this, maybe you did, but he had never taken a picture until he retired from FedEx and all of a sudden became this great photographer.
He did. I think in his last job at FedEx, where he worked in the communications department, I think that's really where that seed just popped open.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was into the philanthropy about helping others and just being around and, you know, deciding it's just like, well, I've got to take these pictures. And when he started telling me this, I just kind of looked at him like, okay.
Yep, that's what it was.
You know, because no, he didn't. And it was like, and then he started getting into all this camera and stuff like that. And talking with our good friend Steve Roberts,
yes,
who
that's right.
is a photographer in Memphis.
Yep.
And, you know, they would talk camera stuff. And I'm like, it's a whole different world that opened up. So.
Well, I know when
I'm glad he found his passion.
He was very talented in almost everything he done.
Yeah, well, he had that niche that he could do, but that's a long way from the start he had.
Absolutely.
He just grew.
And I want to thank you guys for being a part of that family for him and being there for him.
Yeah, I can tell a lot of stories that we haven't told yet. Sometimes.
He was so much fun to be with. We always kid him about everywhere when he ate, which is what we all do, you know.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that.
Yep.
But he was pretty particular about what he ate.
Oh, yeah.
But he made a lot of them. I don't know where those hush puppies came from. I think his cousin Peanut thinks that was in some of that was part of the Peanut relationship. I don't know, but he loved it.
I don't know. I think the hush puppies, that just, you know, he probably just, I don't know where that came from. Between that and the fried rice and their fish fries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if he does pork tenderloin, beef tenderloin, ribs.
Well, he did that for all the golf tournaments, and that's why the golf tournament saluted him back earlier this year. Also, when he made all those hush puppies, and the sliders. He brought me by sliders after he'd burned himself up all day cooking them out there with sliders, and he would come by my house and bring me some. And of course, I never turned them down. You know, no. But no, he ate at my house before, and we would swap out those things. But we just wanted to have a segment with you, Debbie. Thank you for taking time to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we'll stay in touch, girl, because you're
absolutely. And thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. You have a great weekend and a great day, and we'll stay in touch. Okay, girl.
All right, you too, and you guys have a great weekend as well.
Okay.
See you, Debbie.
You guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take another break here, and then we're going to round it up with the Three Musketeers. We're going to let Mr. Mason take a break. I know he's.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm having a good time. This is fun.
We're going to have some more fun. Gene Smith, get ready.
Yes, sir.
Got some puns off the top of your head.
Yeah, I will.
All right, let's take a break and then wrap this baby up on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this special show as we wrap up the 2025 the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame banquet that we had last weekend at Springfield, Missouri. And thank you, Garry, for sitting in with us, Garry. Thank you for being part of this. And I know.
Oh man, Larry, thank you so much for having me. I always love doing your show, and what a great bunch of humans, as Fred Ramsey, one of our other Hall of Fame members, would say. Yeah. He always comes up to me and says, "You're a great human." So that's we've had a lot.
We appreciate
a lot of great
that,
humans,
and
right?
I think that, of course, I believe in. I'm a faith man, a man of faith, and I've tried to show that over my many years, and you know that as a fact. We relate to that, and we know that, Garry, when you started putting this thing together, how'd that first show go? Have you listened to it, and do you look?
The very first one that we did, or
yeah, the very first one you did. I mean,
gosh, I tell you that.
Was
we did the first two at Paris Landing State Park right here at mine and Brenda Valentine. Steve
I went. Yeah.
And I tell people that I had 125 people there. I had Harold Knight, Earl Bentz.
Yeah.
I had Roland Martin was there.
Wow.
Eli Haydale, and Harold Knight David Hale.
Yes.
And all those guys was there, and we inducted all of them into the Hall of Fame that year. Bill Dance was the only one that couldn't come. He had something come up and couldn't make it. But that second year we had Johnny Morris, Brenda Valentine, Sock Clay, Wade Bourne, Mike McLemore, all people that you knew. And, a lot of those folks have gone on, to God's great reward.
Yes.
But,
Amen.
But I think that I had 125 people there in the room, and I'd give 65 tickets away to get them there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But this thing has grown, and it's grown because we celebrate our soldiers, we salute our flag, and we pray to our God, and we make sure that everybody knows where we stand. And outdoorsmen are the luckiest people in the world. We see things that nobody else gets to see, and the memories that we make, not only with each other, but just getting outdoors and being a part of what God's created for us.
Amen.
Is the greatest memory of all.
Dominion over the animals, that's right.
Yeah, and you know something, your board members, when I started looking at them, there are people that devote their time to this, and I think about, Bo Dotley is your he's
our auctioneer. Yeah.
Auctioneer, and I've talked to Bo many times. I didn't get to spend much time with him this year. I kind of felt bad because I couldn't get down with a lot of these, but he was writing a book. I don't know if he ever got through with it or not, but a great guy. And then you got Kent Driscoll, of course, being those, and Peyton. You got Peyton
McKinney from down Louisiana.
And then you got Ron
Cleveland. Ron carves us a handmade duck decoy each and every year.
And Dennis Conway of Missouri, and then of course Jim Keltner from Springfield.
Right. And Jim's family owned the old trucking company, the old Camel Trucking Company.
Oh wow, my brother used to drive them.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that was Jim's uncle and dad, and Jim just sold that company here a while back. So.
Well, it's just such
great guy.
It's a tight group when you get them all together, and you get to know them when you talk to them, and they're just they met for the thing itself and everything. It's the only one I know that has 3 programs. Okay, I mean you got them because I collect my the class of 2025 inductees. I have those, and it's got all the companies that have chipped in, and I see these companies have been there with you a long time, and it's just part of the thing that, and I know, Garry, it sounds so easy, but it's not. I mean, you guys, you do such a handling job, and you try to keep it organized and the same thing, so I know that's not easy, even putting the the organization of the thing. Keep it so
Oh, yeah.
much. All right. It's really it's a long show.
It is. It's a lot of work. Not only do we work on that, but we work on booking the whole Anglers Lodge Hotel. And this year, of course, we help book other hotel rooms for our folks. But that's 66 rooms over there in that hotel, and we had it booked up before July 1st. My assistant, Lorelei Kearns, does a fabulous job behind the scenes and helping make all this work, too. And it's not just me. There's a lot of people, our sponsors, the people that bring. Gosh, that silent auction was as big as a cattle barn.
That's right. Presentation sponsors that you have. When I look at these things.
And Bass Pro Shops, they're very generous in helping us put that together. That food was excellent.
Yeah.
Even though I don't get to eat much of it because I'm so busy that day, but I know everybody enjoyed that. And hey, I don't know if you got a piece of it, Larry, but that peach cobbler was out of this world.
Yes, I did get that. Yes, I made sure I got that. And I see the names of the people here that are your sponsors, your banquet sponsors, and you make sure that you have a religious part of this, Gary. Talk about
absolutely. God is our biggest sponsor. God is our biggest sponsor, and Jesus Christ, of course, is our God and our rock, and we none of us would be here without him. I tell people all the time, they ask me, how do you travel so much? And I said, well, I get in my truck, and my windshield is my TV screen to wherever I'm going, and God changes the pictures every second. So, I've told people many, many times, if God's your architect, then your office wall scenery changes every minute.
That's right. That's right. And we do have. Was this the first time that we've had a person who was coming in that had passed? I can't remember, but I'm just saying.
It's the first time we've had someone pass after we told them that they were going in.
Yeah, that's right.
All of our other posthumous people, Larry, were already passed on when we decided to induct them. And here's the thing: when someone passes on to God's great reward, they don't need any accolades that we could give them here on earth, other than remembering them. But yes, Ron was the first person that passed after we had told him he was going in, and I remember how jubilant he was and how proud he was.
Oh, yeah.
And at first he didn't think that I was being serious, and I told him, I said, I'm serious as a heart attack, buddy. You're going in this year. But I can't think of anybody that I'd rather memorialize like we did last Saturday than Ron Wong.
Yeah.
He was just, a lot of things have been said about him, but the one thing that I think that needs to be said about him more than any is he loved his fellow outdoors people.
Yes, you got that right.
Yeah. Yeah, he loved what he did. And
he sure did.
When he laid down the FedEx for the last time after, I think, almost 34 years, and he was in a position he loved, and then, my goodness, and here isn't it something that way this thing works out, that Ron went, and look who else went before the next.
Absolutely. We did the
Fred
Pamela Martin Wells.
Yeah.
We did the Pamela Martin Wells Outdoor Lady of the Women of the Year award, and Pamela passed away here a few months ago. And what a wonderful, wonderful person. And then, of course, we lost Miss Gail Kemp a few days before her 100th birthday. And I'm so glad we got her in the Hall of Fame. And I got to go down and do a duck hunt in Arkansas at the club she and her husband hunted for 40-something years, called the OK Gun Club. And one of the oldest, I believe the oldest duck hunting club in Arkansas. That's what she told me anyway. But
she told me, I believe her.
Yes, I sure do. And, getting to share time with all of these great men and women is just beyond belief. And God allows me to do that and allows you guys to do it too. And
I know it.
My one fear is that we're not going to get somebody that deserves to go in there before they pass on. But
thank you for allowing me to be at Blue Bank, sitting around that campfire with Ron Wong, and you popping it on him, and I never seen him that flabbergasted before. I guess that's a word. I don't know if that's a word or not.
Well, as I told people at the end of the banquet, my number one job is to surprise people and make them happy.
There you go.
And I love doing it. And yes, I'm a little sneaky about it, Larry Ray.
Yeah, I know you are.
But
you get it done. You
get it done. That's right. And can't wait till next year. It just seems like it was yesterday when we did you and all the guys that went in and gals that went in 2022. And we want to be doing this a long, long time from now. So
we plan on it, Lord willing.
Absolutely. Hope y'all will come and share the excitement with us.
All right, Garry Mason, appreciate you, buddy. We're going to let you go now and finally go back and kiss that wife of yours, Cindy, because she really does a lot. I know it. She don't want to be heard that. So
you got to have a good team.
Whisper to her.
Absolutely. She's the best. 50 years of marriage.
Yep.
And I think she's going to keep me now.
All right.
I got 60 in December. So that's it.
Well, we need to celebrate that with a fishing trip.
Yeah, well, that's right. And she'd catch more than me, though. That's the only problem, though. So you're the first one that broke her in, you know. So.
My wife outfished me, too.
Yeah, see there?
Yeah, my wife outfished me.
I know your wife did. All right, Garry. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great rest of the Saturday, and we'll see you soon.
Dean Smith, thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. I'm going to Lightfoot Farm this morning.
Lightfoot Farm.
Yeah, having a flea market and petting zoo and pony rides.
I'm going back to the couch.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Thank y'all. This is what I say every week. Doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. You know what else I say?
God bless
the USA.